guys, it's Housewife in Heels. I'm going to be doing an updated version of my Christian Louboutin So-Kate review, so here we go. If you're familiar with my channel, then you would know So-Kates are one of my favorite pairs of shoes. I have 5, so that is the most of the same kind of shoe that I actually have. So I think I kind of know what I'm talking about when it comes to So-Kates. I think I can give out some good information for any people who might be interested in them, so let's get started. These have a very notorious reputation for being treacherous, uncomfortable, horrible, things of that nature. Yes, I can see why they do. Now, there are a few things that make these unbearable to most people. Now, one of them is the crazy high steep heel, certainly not for everyone, and only a select few of the population can actually handle walking around in that kind of height. I happen to be one of those people. Why? I don't know. I just am, I guess. Whenever I go into Louboutin and I talk to the sales associates, I tell them, hey, I'm one of those rare breeds that just can hang, and they're like, whoa, you're like one of the 5%. So I'm grateful to be able to do that, I guess. So if you're one of the 5%, great. If you're not, then these are probably not for you, because I wouldn't recommend anyone purchasing a shoe that I otherwise cannot wear, because that's sad. But if you do think you can handle it, or let's say you're someone who has taken the time, went and bought, say, a pair of Only Makers for 50 bucks, so you know what it's like to wear a 120, you're able to handle that height, then you can move on and see if these would be good for you if you're wanting to fork out the 800 bucks on a pair of these. So for me, one of my struggles that I had wasn't necessarily a fault of the shoe or anything in regards to the style, the design, nothing like that. That was all me. I sized them incorrectly. I just went and listened to the internet, I went up a half size, and boom, I got them horribly fitted. They weren't even fit. They just were all around a bad choice for that particular size. So in my endeavor, I accidentally went up a whole size. You never, never, never want to do that. And I would argue you never want to go up any more than you absolutely need to. There are some influencers who recommend you just go up a half size than you actually need for the sake of comfort. No! Don't do that. They might be your favorite, they might be popular, they might have, I don't know, 1 million subscribers, followers, and that's great, but that doesn't make them necessarily knowledgeable on a So-Kate. So there are a few reasons why I think that is bad. So as far as the So-Kates, they're known for the 120, but the only one that is truly a 120 is a European size 36 or a US 6. Other than that, the millimeter of the actual heel can go up or down depending on the length of your feet, on the size that you need. So if you want to accidentally give yourself a higher heel pitch than you need, that's not good. These are already a dangerous shoe to begin with. Why you would want to make them higher than you need is beyond me. So for instance, I actually wear a 35 and a half, so these aren't necessarily a true 120, but considering my feet are so tiny, I get the look of a 120, I get the feel of a 120. If I were to, let's say, go up to a 36, then yes, I would be wearing a true 120, but my feet would be flopping out, and that would be creating even more of a hazard. So not only are you dealing with a higher heel than what is right for your foot, but you're going to be having your foot in the shoe and then flopping out at a moment's notice because there's a gap between your foot and the heel of the pump. You do not want that. That is honestly a broken ankle waiting to happen. I haven't personally heard of that happening to anyone while wearing them, but it would not surprise me if that has happened. So don't just go up a half size for the sake of that. A lot of people say, oh, it makes it more comfortable. Well, that's great, but if you're buying a So-Kate, are you really interested in comfort? Probably not. So the toe box is very narrow, very teeny. Yes, I understand that. However, if you just go up for the sake of having a roomier your toe box and you're getting that heel slippage, then you're not really getting a comfortable shoe, because you're going to be having to worry about your feet flopping out of them. That's not comfortable. That's not cute. That's not stylish. That's just really, truly a hazard. So make sure you try them on. Honestly, if you've never tried them on, I would put your sales associate to work. And I would say, I really am interested in these shoes, but I want to try on a few sizes so that way I know exactly what I need to get. I would try on your true to size, I would try on a half size down, and I would try on a half size up. Whichever one feels snug, no heel slippage, not like torture devices around your feet, but something that you can wear without dealing with like immediate pins or needles or having a fight to get it on, then that's probably going to be the correct shoe size for you. I have a whole video regarding So-Kate sizing where you can see one that fits, one that's slightly too big, and one that's way too big. So go ahead and check that out if you're interested in learning more about So-Kate sizing. Now, I'm gonna move on into things that don't really have much to do with the size. A lot of people say these are just very uncomfortable even if you do get the correct size. This is true, but most of these people, they just assume they can wear them out and about, they can hang, they can just wear them all day long, or they go and purchase these for a special event like a wedding, and they wear them, and it becomes an all bad situation. So don't do that, especially if you want to wear something like this to an event. Just proceed with caution. If you do want to wear them to an event, well, let's say you have a wedding coming up, then yeah, you can probably go get a pair of these, like, I don't know, a few months in advance, and actually take the time to break them in, so that way, one, you get an idea of what you're getting yourself into. Two, you can give yourself enough time to wear the leather in enough to break around your foot and to stretch the shoe out a little bit. The more you wear them, the more the leather will give and stretch, and they will become more and more comfortable. So by the time the big day rolls around, then you can for sure be able to wear them to that wedding and everything will be a-okay. That being said, these are not exactly a go to the club and dancing kind of shoe, but if, let's say you want to show up to the wedding ceremony that you're going to, where you have to sit most of the time, then yeah, you could definitely get away with wearing these. If you want to go to the reception and dance and dance and dance, just bring a different pair of shoes for the dancing. Wear these for the ceremony, but not the dancing. So for me, I typically wear these shoes on shorter excursions or ones I know where I'm not going to be doing a whole lot of walking. These are not a walking shoe. These are a sit down and look pretty shoe. So I've broken these in enough to where I can get away with walking around in them for maybe about an hour or two, depending on what I'm doing. I've worn these to the grocery store, I've worn these to the doctor's office, I've worn them just out and about running little errands. I've worn them going shopping with my husband before. Yeah, so I've done a multitude of things in these, but they're not a I'm going to go out and run around and get stuff done type shoe. So if you all, let's say, want to go to the mall with your friends, no. If you're someone who, let's say, is someone who works in an office where you're required to dress up a little bit more and you sit down for the majority of the time, then yeah, you could definitely do that. I've worn these for, I think, the longest period of time I've worn them was 4 to 6 hours in one hit. So yes, it can be done so long as you take the time to break them in and wear them to appropriate occasions where you're not expected to totally walk around. So I've heard a lot of people complaining about how you get pins and needles while wearing them. They really, really hurt your feet and make them sore. Yeah, that's if you wear them somewhere where you're expected to stand or walk around a lot. But just sitting down, no. It's really not that big of an issue so long as you have actually broken in the shoe. So I think that will about do that. I know most of you guys watch me for my walking videos or my try-ons, so I'm not going to do a traditional try-on. I'm going to show you guys, like I said, me walking in a grocery store in them. So I just have a little bit of a clip of me doing that, something a little bit different from just a usual try-on, and to kind of prove I'm not lying about taking these to the grocery store. So I hope you guys learned something. or you just had fun watching me talk about shoes. So I hope you guys like this video, and I will see you in the next pair of shoes. Bye! Here I am in my Socates at the grocery store. If you guys like footage like this, then I definitely have more on my Patreon, so go ahead and check that out if you haven't already. As of right now, it is only $3 a month, and I try to regularly put out new content on there for you guys, so it would really help me out. It definitely does help support the channel, so that way I can get more shoes, because I make it no secret that I definitely drop a penny, more so a bag, on this channel, if I'm being honest. So any support that I get does absolutely help, and I am always posting new content, and on there, for anyone interested, I'm going to be posting some try-ons at the Christian Louboutin boutique out in Costa Mesa, where I try on a pair of nude Socates, because I hope a pair of those will be in the imminent future. So thank you guys for watching. I hope to see you in my Patreon, and I'll definitely see you guys in the next pair of shoes. Bye!